Hello Gators, this is 9-3, circles in the coordinate plane. I can use the equations and graphs of circles to solve problems. Let's take a look at the equation that defines a circle in the coordinate plane. First, a circle is a set of points that are all the same distance from a point. Let's call this point the center of the circle. The center is at HK, where HK stands for the point, the location of the center. X, Y are all the points that are in the circle. We're going to take these 2 points and we're going to put them in the distance formula. So here's the distance formula, and the 2 points that we're going to use are HK and XY. So I am going to take the 2 X's and I'm going to subtract them and then square them. And then I'm going to take the 2 Y's, I'm going to subtract them and I'm going to square them. And then that distance is what we call the radius. That's what we have here. Now we're going to square both sides. So this will be r squared and this square root will go away. And now I'm going to turn around and put r squared in the rear and I'm going to put this in the front. And this is the equation of a circle in standard form. HK represents the center, is the center, and R is the radius of the circle. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at this expression here and see if we can find the radius and center of the circle. Okay, so here's the standard form. These were where the 2 points were being subtracted. So one of the points must have been the number 2. And then these 2 are being subtracted and that other number must have been 3. So 2, 3 is the center. Now 25 is really 5 squared. So understanding that this is 5 squared, that'll be what R is. R is equal to 5. All right, so now let's go ahead and graph it. So 2, 3, that's the center of the circle. And we're going to go out 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go out 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we can go ahead and draw a pretty decent circle. Okay, let's go ahead and do it again. Now here is a new equation and we want to find the radius and center of the circle. Remember, it has to be in this form. Now I see a plus sign and notice that we're supposed to have a minus sign because our h is after the subtraction sign. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to rewrite it like this. X take away a negative 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared, and then I'm going to write 16 as 4 squared. Okay, so the number after the minus sign, is our HK. So our center of our circle will be negative 3, 1, and our radius will be the number 4, because that's the number you have to square to get 16. Let's go ahead and graph it. Negative 3, 1. I'm going to go up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Go over 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to go ahead and draw my circle. All right, now let's see if you can do the same thing with a graph. Now in the graph, it's telling us what our center is. So our center is negative 1, 2, and our radius, we're going to have to figure out that radius here. So to figure out that radius, I'm going to use the distance formula, r equals, and I'm going to find the distance between those 2 points. So this will be 1 take away a negative 1 squared plus 5 take away 2 squared. So this is going to be a 2. 2 squared is 4. And this is a 3. 3 squared is 9. And then this will be square root of 13. So r will be the square root of 13. And 13 is a little bit more than 3. So 1, 2, 3, yeah, a little bit more than 3. Okay, so I know h is -1. I know k is 2. And I know inside here is root 13. That's going to go in for the square. So let's go ahead and clean it up and write it up. So this is going to be x, take away a -1, so that'll be +1 squared plus y minus 2 squared. And then when you take a square root and square, the answer is 13. 13 is not the radius. The radius is the square root of 13. All right, what is the equation for each circle? Again, we're going to find the center. The center looks like it's 3, 0. And we have this point right here. We're going to have to find the distance here. That's going to be our r. So this is the point 3, 0, and this is the point 1, -2. So I'm going to have to use the distance formula to figure out my radius. I think I'll just call it radius. So that's my radius, and so this is going to be 3 take away 1 squared plus 0 take away -2 squared, and that'll be 4 plus, and then this is going to be a 4, so this is root 8, and root 8 we know, we can just leave it as root 8. So this is going to be x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. So our h here is 3, our k is 0, and inside the parentheses will be root 8 when we square it. So let's clean it up and write it up. This will be x minus 3 squared plus y squared equals 8. A square root and a square, we're going to make that. Now that's not my radius. My radius is actually root 8. Okay, over here, my center, it looks like it's -3, -1. And again, I'm going to have to figure out my radius. So I'll go up here, radius equals the square root of, this point is -4, -4. And then this point was -3, -1. So I'll write -3 take away a -4 squared plus -1 take away a -4 squared. And the two negatives make a positive, so that'll be 1 squared, which is 1. And then this will be a 3. 3 squared is 9. So this will be root 10. So our radius is root 10. Root 10 is a little bit more than 3, and you can see it is a little bit more than 3. So we're going to take the general equation of a circle, and I'm going to substitute everything that I know. And so this is going to be a -3. This is going to be a -1, and inside will be a root 10 when I square it. Let's go ahead and clean that up. 2 negatives in a row make a positive, and 2 negatives in a row make a positive, and the answer here is 10. All right, is this point on the circle with radius 10 and center 8, 2? So let's go ahead and write up the standard form again. This is the standard form for an equation. Let's go ahead and write the equation. And we're going to make h the number 8 because it's the center right here. This is going to be the number 2, and inside here that'll be a 5. That'll be 5 squared. Let's clean it up. So this is x minus 8 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals 25 or 5 squared. Okay, 8, 2, that's right here, and our radius is 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't get the whole circle, but at least you'll get an idea what it kind of looks like. And the question is, are we going to get -5 or 5, -2? So 5, -2. So we're wondering if that point is on it. And the way to tell is to actually put the number 5 in for x and the number -2 in for y. And the question is that going to tell the truth? So this is going to be -3. -3 squared is 9. And this is -4. -4 squared is 16. And sure enough, this is true. Yes, 5, -2 is on the circle. Okay, let's do it again. We have a center of 511, and 511 is like right about there. And we know we need to go to 9, -2. So this is the center, and we know that our circle has to pass this point 9, -2. So the circle needs to look something like that, going all the way around like this. So we know our center, and the next thing we're going to have to do is figure out this radius, because that point is going to create our radius. So I'm going to find the radius by taking the distance between those 2 points. So 9 take away 5 squared plus -2 take away 11 squared. And that's going to be a 4. 4 squared is 16. This is a 13. 13 squared is 169. So that's root 15, 8, 185. And 185, let's see, 3, 15, 3, 37. Okay, so we really can't break that up. But we do have a radius. So now we're going to go back to our equation, our standard equation, and we're going to put in all our information. And so this number will be a 5, this number will be 11, and inside here will be root 185. And let's clean that up. It looks like this: x minus 5 squared plus y minus 11 squared. And when you take square root and square, that's going to be 185.